Teofimo Lopez says he wants to avenge ROLLY'S loss, but what about his own loss? That's the question I have in this video. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, man. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you come in and smash the like button. Obviously, that's non-negotiable for my channel. Now, Teofimo Lopez has basically stated that ROLLY was doing good, but he ended up succumbing to the power and skills and the technique of Tank, the southpaw killer. And he's pretty much said that he wants to avenge Rolly Romero's loss. Now, your boy Ego has some questions with that statement. Why do you want to avenge somebody else's loss when you don't want to avenge your own loss? Whatever do I mean? What do you mean, what do I mean? Teofimo Lopez's very last fight we seen him in the ring was against George Kambosos. That was supposed to be a hometown feel-good fight where he was slated to win. He was the favorite on the sports book. And not only did he not win, it was an abysmal performance. And I really liken that type of fight to Canelo versus Bivol. I think Teofimo and Canelo, hey, payday, you want payday, I know that. They fought the same type of fight. You were in there with somebody and you totally disrespected them, disrespected the rules of engagement, the rules of the sweet science, the art of hit and don't get hit. In fact, the way Teofimo fought Kambosos was so disrespectful that even though I picked him to beat Lomachenko and I was correct, I do respect Lomachenko enough to say, if you fought Lomachenko like that, then you would have lost to Lomachenko. Because that, to me, is not boxing. It's not boxing where you just go in there like you Rambo and try to gun everybody down. And we've seen that with not only Teo, but also Canelo, right? Who were, putting on for Latinos, they said, and things like that. But it just wasn't good performances, strong performances, and it left a lot more to be desired. Boxing doesn't work like that. You can't underestimate your foe. Never underestimate your enemy. So I tweeted this. Teofimo Lopez says that he wants to avenge Rolando Rolly Romero's loss to Gervonta Tank Davis. That had nothing to do with him. But Teo doesn't want to avenge his own loss to George Kambosos, who is now fighting Devin Haney this weekend on ESPN for Undisputed, Teofimo's preferred network. Keep in mind, Teo was on ESPN and working with Top Rank before Devin Haney. And now we got an undisputed fight between Devin Haney and Kambosos since Teo decided to move on, LOL. So this is what it's come to in boxing, where no longer and gone are the days of Lennox Lewis, where he loses to Oliver McCall and he knows it wasn't his best showing, or feels as an Olympian and competitor he can do better. Gone are the days of Lennox and Hasim Rahman, or Holyfield and Lennox, or whoever, Mike Tyson, Frank Bruno, where the person who loses, Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales, who had a trilogy. Now it's, if you can't beat them, then you flee them and you just keep that defeat. You're seeing it with the Canelo Alvarez. Who knows what happens next year? There's a lot of stuff, monkeypox, all types of stuff going on in the world. So who knows what Canelo does in terms of trying to get back and avenge the loss to Bivol next year. People might mess around and forget about that with all that's going on in the world by the time Canelo feels froggish. And, Bivol could lose. He's saying he wants to fight Joe Smith Jr., better Biv. What if he ends up losing? So to me, that's real foolish. And, Teofimo, same thing. And it's funny that I keep saying the same thing and people act like what I'm saying is not true, but the proof is in the pudding. Why is it mandatory for black fighters at the highest level, elite level, when they have controversial wins, controversial losses, close upset losses where they were the favorite, yada, yada, yada. And Charlo got a rematch Castano. Charlo got a rematch Harrison. Andre Ward got a rematch Kovalev. Floyd Mayweather got a rematch Castillo. Floyd Mayweather, he got a rematch Maidana. But Teofimo, he can just move on with his career like nothing happened when he loses to George Kambosos. Bad. And then now Devin Haney got to fight him. George Kambosos is now fighting Devin Haney this weekend. And you have Triple G, he had a close fight. Some people, myself included, thought Jacobs won. He could just move on with his career. Triple G, another fight with Derevchenko. I thought Derevchenko whooped him. He could just move on and then leave it to Charlo to beat Derevchenko next instead of Triple G trying to avenge that or put some clarity behind the victory. And so on and so forth. Canelo doesn't ever have to see Lara again. He could space out the Triple G trilogy. He never rematched Floyd Mayweather. He could just move on. He doesn't have to do an immediate rematch with Dimitri Bivol. And, you know, these are some of the guys that old media is saying are the face of boxing. And if this is supposed to be the face of boxing, you would think the integrity would be there and the standards, and they would be held to that standard of a king. If you're going to call him King Nello, then he got to act like a king. He got to act like a ruler. He got to act like an emperor and hold down the fort and hold down the kingdom. There's a lot of Canelo fans or Teofimo Lopez diehard fans that are left confused with their last performances. But yet and still, I'm the only one talking about these issues in boxing. And Charlo, meanwhile, he's, despite all odds, people are saying, oh, Castano beat you and you're not good enough. And Canelo's FaceTiming Castano saying, hey, you won, my friend, you won. And he is going in there, back in the battle, risking his whole reputation in Lions Only, trying to avenge a Harrison or trying to avenge a Castano. Both great fighters, completely different styles. Jermell Charlo about that life. And he's clearly risking it all and his reputation, because you know how bad a setback that would be for Jermell Charlo to have lost to Tony Harrison, but he stopped him. You know how bad of a setback it will be for Jermell Charlo to lose to Castano, but he didn't. He stopped him. And, you know, boxing fans at its purest are going to give those guys like Ward Kovalev. He said, okay, y'all said it wasn't my best night. I think I won. Y'all saying I didn't. Let me fight my next fight. It got to be Kovalev. And then he ended his career on that high note because he stopped Kovalev. Same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard. I mean, I could take it back. Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran got the best of him. Hands of stone, great fighter, legendary lightweight, legendary fighter. Sugar Ray Leonard said, all right, immediate rematch. 8 months later, he fought Hands of Stone and made him no mas. And that became boxing history. So imagine if Sugar Ray Leonard didn't take that. There would be no mas historic fight. You know, they made a movie with Usher. Usher. Going nowhere fast. They made a movie about this man. This is the stuff that gets movies made about you, because you're willing to go back into that battlefield, dust yourself off, you know, lick your wounds and have at it again. And that's what we've seen from Lennox's and Sugar Ray Leonard's and Eric Morales's. Look at Eric Morales versus Manny Pacquiao. He beat Pacquiao, close fight. Pacquiao said he didn't get to wear his, I want to wear my clitoris, my glove, and the commission, they not allow me to. And he said he was complaining. He said he had a cut, blood in his eye. And shout out to Pacquiao too, because he laced him up and went back in there with Morales, and he beat him the second and third fight and stopped him. So this is just legendary stuff. Canelo and Teofimo aren't doing legendary stuff. They're leaving it to other people to try to knock off the people that just beat them. And then now Teofimo's talking about he want to avenge somebody else's loss. You ain't even avenge your own loss. Weird. Yeah, I never really recalled that in the sport of boxing, where somebody wasn't worried about their own agenda, their own losses, and they sitting up here and took to social media or an interview to talk about wanting to beat somebody for somebody else's loss. And it makes it look real clout chasing. Clout demon. I mean, it would be the equivalent of you saying you want to pay someone else's car note or mortgage and you can't even pay your own rent. You can't even pay your own bills. How are you going to pay someone else's bills off and you can't even pay your own bills? I don't see how you can hate from outside the club. You can't even get in. Let go. But to each his own. Let me know how I did in this video. Hopefully you liked the video. All things boxing. This is your all access granted, boxing 24/7. Subscribe to the channel. And I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We work it.